about just getting in. It's about getting in the vibes. So I'm a true believer that when you show up every day, you are not only a CEO of a business, perhaps, but the CEO of your life. And so I run my life almost like a business where it's like, if I have goals and I have things I want to do and things I want to achieve, I need to be aware of that. But also, I really feel like it's not what you do that matters every day. It's who you are when you do it. And so the beginning, the morning of my day is all about becoming her. And I call her my inner feminine beast, like really just connecting with her. She's the version of me that has the courage, the power, the strength, the clarity to get things done and to see them through. And so it's kind of like a morning routine, but how I start my day is very opposite of what people would think. So no, I do not wake up at 5 a.m. I don't do that. I can't do that. I remember, when I was an executive woman and, working in corporations, that it was 5 in the morning and I was miserable. I'm a 7 a.m. mama. So I'm 7 a.m. I wake up. My husband is a morning person. He's like one of those people. I don't know how he does it, but he gets out of bed. And he's like, whoa, like I love the morning. And I'm just like, all right, I'm going to sit here for a minute. But I always sit in bed for like a minute, about 10 minutes or so. And I just think about the life I get to live. Like, I don't have to do any of these things today. I get to do these things. Because I remember waking up at one point and being like, oh, like, I don't want to go. I don't want to do this. I'm not loving all of that. And I just think about all the things I get to do. And I feel grateful for it. I wake up, like I said, hubby, he's a morning guy. So my coffee is ready and we sit and we are that couple, and we worked to be that couple, but we're that couple that makes people like want to throw up. Like we're best friends. Like we're totally in love and we care about each other and our dreams. And he's very much into metaphysics and manifestation and meditation and praying like I am. So we get together, we sit out on our lanai and we read. And every morning we read a chapter from Neville Goddard. If you don't know who Neville Goddard is, do yourself a favor and go buy a book right now. We have his whole entire collection. That's actually what I got him for our wedding anniversary. Like, yeah, that's how much we love it. So I sat there and we just read a chapter together and we talk about how do we apply this and how can I apply this for you and how can you apply this for me and how can we do this for our vision? Mm-hmm. I'm a really big person in vision boards. I have all of my clients do it. I have my employees do it and I do specific styles, but my husband does it too. And we have one together. So we sit down every day and we say, what are we doing to work towards this thing and that thing? And we spent some time doing that. We get our babies ready together. Right now it's summertime, so they're summer camp. Mm-hmm. We, let them play for a little bit. We spend time with them. And then I go to the Burn Boot Camp. I love working out. I should be affiliate of them. I wonder if you're listening from Burn Boot Camp, partner with me because I'm obsessed with my gym. It's hardcore. You walk in, you walk out, it's 45 minutes, no breaks. And it's just go, 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 go. But I love it. For me, it's like therapy because, it's important to understand that your thoughts, they can sometimes control you if you don't know how to control them. And when you are just doing squats and you're like, all I can think about is my bun's burning right now, you get out of your head. So I really enjoy doing that. It's the start of my day. I get out of my head and I just like get that hard thing out of the way. I come home and I jump into my morning meeting right away with my team. I'm really blessed because they live locally. I was, in the beginning working with, people all over, but I found my team here. They're actually in my home right now. They are working together. We have a morning meeting, or sometimes we'll do Zoom. And we just talk about whose life are we going to change today? Mm-hmm. Like, who are we going to impact? What's our plan? And how are we going to show up? Because again, it's not what you do, it's who you are. So we start with a meditation, we start with a prayer, we get in the vibes, and then we start our day together. That is usually my morning routine. And the funny part is I then will go do my meditation. So I'm really big into meditating, but people think like, oh, is it first thing in the morning? No, no, because meditation for me is the art of doing nothing, which means that it's all about focusing and being in control of your mind and blocking out all thoughts so that your higher callings can come and emerge through you. I can't do that when I first wake up. Like I need to be caffeinated. I need to get my blood flowing. I need to get the busy stuff out of the way, make sure everybody has the things that they need to do delegated to them, feel good. Now I can surrender. Now I can be in that. So that's how I start my morning almost every morning. And yeah, it seems to work for me. Yeah.
Good, good. I love that you've mentioned Neville Goddard. I had an interview today at midday, and I showed the girl this book, the Neville Goddard Feeling is a Secret Book, because I also love his teaching. And I know that you speak a lot about metaphysics and spirituality, and that you are very connected to source, and it shows in the way you show up every day. So I attended one of your workshops last week. I learned a ton from you, and you delivered that free of charge. But before we get to the wealth and abundance part of things, life changed for you when you started to practice that which you were teaching. Tell us how life looked before. I describe it as being connected to your spirit, to your source.
Yeah.
But how much did life change? And I know change very quickly for you. And I also know that you believe the universe likes speed. And I love that. But before all of this, before the quantum leap, what did life look like for you, number one? And how did you know something was missing? I needed more, I yearned for more, and I can have more.
Mm-hmm. So when I was younger, I was 23 years old. I was so excited. I had 13 interviews. Yes, I counted all of them. And I made it through, and I became the youngest state portfolio manager in the world and one of 4 women to be the state portfolio manager for Jim Beam brands. And Jim Beam is a bourbon, and it's not just their portfolio, it's the high end, which is like the Maker's Mark, the Knob Creek, but I also represented Skinny Girl and Salsa Tequila and Cavassier and like all their brands. People don't realize how big the portfolio was. Well, I managed a team of about 42 people, and it was restaurants, hotels, it was the actual bars, the liquor store, like every single bottle size flavor. Do you know how many flavors Pinnacle Vodka has? There's cotton candy, pumpkin pie, like all these, like I was responsible for all of them and all the relationships and coaching the sales team and forecasting and providing and go. And when are people mostly consuming? Nights, holidays, and weekends, right? So I just was consistently going all the time, and be the representative, especially of bourbon. It was a very masculine industry. It was awesome. I was like scared all the time. I was 23, and everybody I managed had children my age, so I learned a lot how to, own my power and make a lot of mistakes and own those too. And I grew a ton. Then I ended up actually wanting to learn and expand. So it's interesting. I actually demoted myself, and I became a salesperson, because I was like, wait, I'm coaching everybody how to make all these sales, but these salespeople are getting all the commissions and they're getting all the vacations and they have a lot more time than I do. And that was wonderful. And as soon as I did that, I actually became number one since the day started in my state for so many of the different, suppliers. So I had a lot of time, and that's when I said, okay, I really want to do something with my business. And I am a student who went to College of Metaphysical Studies. I've worked with mentor after mentor, intuitive practitioners, Reiki masters, legit magi. Yes, magicians. Like if you cannot see it, I want to know about it. Like I want to study it. I want to absorb it. And so I wanted to start my own company, but I didn't even know what that looked like. So I found a beautiful, amazing business consultant. I was like, if I'm going to get started, I'm going to get started the right way. And I started working with her. And right away, I just saw everything in her that I really wanted to embrace and learn. And I begged her, I said, can you please hire me as your salesperson? She's like, I'm not even ready for a salesperson, not for like another 6 months. I was like, I don't care. Give me the lowest pay. Like, I just want to get in there and I want to like make your dreams come true and learn from you. And she's like, okay. And within my very first month, I did over $650,000 in sales for her company. And then under my management, we grew a ton. We went from low 7 to 20 million 1 year. But we did not do that by just hoping, praying, wishing. It was go, do. And it was amazing. I was working with 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs, and I was teaching them how to pivot and do sales online. And I was just surrounding myself with a lot of amazing women. But I also had some babies at home, and I'm missing birthdays. And mommy's too busy to do bedtime stories. And this is not what I want. And I would look around at all the women who were very, very successful, but I saw them being burnt out too and being drained. And I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm hiding so much of who I am, because I am an intuitive woman. I am, a goddess within. I believe in the woo woo and all that fun. I love all that, the magic. And I really said, you know what? I feel like I'm drowning in masculinity. It's all about leading with conviction and producing more and patriarchal and like, go, always cares about the bottom line, like all these things. And I just realized like, no, there's another way to do business. And so that's why my company got started as Spiritual Success, because in order to truly up level, you have to break the femininity and you have to bring in the masculinity. And it's when you can depolarize and really be there in the middle. Hence my brand, Inner Feminine Beast, is where the happiness is. So I now teach women how to surrender and how to slow down. Because if you go, you're never going to receive and reap your rewards. You need to go and allow the universe to respond. And so I help women to break through, not just in business and in finances, but in their relationships and in their business and all of that. So yeah, it's basically, I was burning out and I wasn't enjoying my life and I was missing out all the things that I was actually working for. So I realized there had to be a different way.
Right. And do you believe that when you started to feel that way and started to put out into the universe that I wanted more, I need more, I yearn for more, but differently, because that was the vibration that you were giving out, that is exactly what the universe responded to?
Oh yeah, I got fired.
Were you happy about it?
Oh, 100%. Not when it happened, of course. I was super butthurt and cried for about a day, but then I realized everything happens for me, by me. Nothing happens to me. And so this is what happens. I truly believe in the most beautiful quote from Michael Bernard Beckwith when he says, pain pushes until vision pulls. Remember, I started as a client because I wanted to have my own company. And I was very transparent about that. But then I got really lost in making this business for somebody else take off, and I'm happy. And I learned a lot. I learned what to do. And in my opinion, more importantly, a lot of times what not to do, which is both golden. And, you know, I was ready to start. That burning doesn't go anywhere, but I waited until I was cushy enough to really hire like a team so they could run this for me while I manage this company. I was going to put a whole, like working 80+ hours and now start a company. And my husband and I, we have a real estate portfolio, like a whole real estate company too. And I was like, I can do this. I can handle this. And I don't even know why. I have no idea why I was fired, and it doesn't matter. I had literally, like, I was number one since I started there. And I had 5 consults that day. I feel so bad for those people. I didn't even say why, but I think just by being myself, I didn't necessarily fit into company culture. And then, but that was what I needed. Like God was like, Cynthia, you said you want this, then let's do this. And then after it happened, you know, a lot of people, I didn't tell people because I knew they'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But in my mind, I was like, no, congratulations. Like, we're going to really do this thing now. And I'm not going to look back. So yeah, I think, yeah. So, I mean, when you ask, you receive, you do, but are you taking the aligned action? Do you say yes to success? Do you say yes to the opportunity? And there's so many good things and all the bad. You can just need to train your brain to be able to see them. It was a very big blessing. There's no hard feelings. It was meant to happen.
Yes. Well, look at you.
I'm grateful.
Now. There's definitely no looking back or turning back or any regrets at all, because everything works in our favor and to boost us to where we actually should be. I know from following you that you've manifested tons of things. And, you know, people today speak about manifestation as if it's just, it happens overnight, but we all know it doesn't. And some of us have this amazing ability to be master manifestors because of our focus on that which we really want, coupled with the feeling that goes with it. Now, you've manifested not just your dream home, but also dream cars and an abundance of wealth that you will now share with your team, your family, and you'll grow so much more. For those listening that are wondering, well, where do I even begin? Because I certainly don't live in the house that I'd like to live in, or drive the car that I'd like to drive, or earn anywhere close to what I'd like to be earning. Where should they begin? Where does spirituality or the practice of mastering manifestation begin?
So, as a background story, which is kind of fun, I'm very open about it. I was very embarrassed and ashamed for a long time, but again, for me, by me, it's part of it. I am a woman who went through a complete bankruptcy. I had $0. I had support for my children to go to daycare. I was getting food stamps so we could pay for our food. Like, it was hard, but again, for me, by me, it made me so much stronger. So I've been on both ends, and I've been in the journey, and I did it quick. And that's what I love. I love hyper speeding. But how it works is you need to understand that through manifestation, there are different realms. every day you're going in and out of these, even if it's unbeknownst to you, okay, consciously. It's all about becoming conscious of your consciousness, really, and doing the inner work and doing the studying. But how it works is there is the spiritual realm. This is where all things are possible. Why? Because we remember, go back to high school. Remember that saying, that one thing that you actually took away from science class? All things are created. I mean, everything is created, nothing is destroyed. So everything exists already. You don't have to create anything. And that to me was freedom and like so reassuring. I was like, okay, I don't actually have to do as much work as I think I have to do. It's already there. What I have to do is actually align with the thing that I want. And I always just explain it like the radio station. If you're on this station and you want to get to this one, you have to change the frequency, but you have to take the action, change the dial and have it align here. Remember, you can't see radio waves. You can't see them, but just because you can't see them doesn't mean it's not there. Right. You are a walking antenna. You're putting energy out all the time. You're taking energy in. And so what I realize is right here, right now, where I'm at, this isn't who I am. This is who I was, because all of my past thoughts, feelings, actions got me here. These are my results. Those aligned thoughts, feelings, and actions got me these aligned results. If I don't like these results, that's okay. I can change that now, but it's not in the physical, because the physical is the very last. So you have the spiritual realm, and then after the spiritual realm, you have the mental. After the mental, that's the physical. So things to manifest must come from spiritual down to mental into the physical. So if you're looking at the physical, you're looking at the very last step. So you can't use this as evidence. What you have to do is start working with the other realms, meditating every day, learning to surrender and to raise your vibration so that you can peek into that realm and stay consistently there. When you meditate, and what I like to train you to meditate to do is not just do it when you're sitting on your high knee with your eyes closed, but to live life in a meditative state. But that's not easy. It takes discipline. Discipline, again, isn't this hard punishment. It's freedom. So if you can discipline your mind to not label everything, oh, she's pretty, she's not, that's wealthy, she's, poor, that's, fun, that's not, like, all these things, just be neutral. Because when you work with the universe doesn't have opinions. It sees things in neutrality. So it's learning to observe versus learning to label. So I train your brain to just see things for what they are, and then be the CEO of your life. You call the shots, you call the visions, it's up to you. So I decided to be the boss of my life and understand right here isn't who I am, it's who I was. So if I want to change, I need to play with the spiritual realm and then come into my mind. This is what happens though. You get a great idea. Oh my God, that's awesome. That's so great. I should do this. And then all of a sudden you're like, but I can't, and I won't, and I'm not able to, and da, da, da. I always say, feed your beast, starve your doubt. Right. And when something actually comes into your mind, in your imagination, in your thought, or some kind of fun desire, you already are manifesting. Yes. Like, get excited. We've been trained our whole life to look for the no's. No, sweetheart, you're 4 or 5 years old. No, you can't have that. No, you can't touch this. No, you're not big enough. No, you can't. Like, our whole life, we've been conditioned to look for the no. So stop the no's and train your brain to feed your beast, not the doubt. And so when it hits your mind, get excited, because that means it actually already came from here into here. What's next? Here. So really studying universal laws and really understanding how it works, and think about it like the law of gender, for instance. When you have masculine energy, which is the quick thought, the nurturing aspects of the feminine energy is what brings it into manifestation. So when the most magical, beautiful thing I can possibly think of here in the physical that humans can manifest is life, right? A little baby. How is it done? Well, we know, but it's masculine and feminine. And the thing is, the feminine though is for 9 months waiting for the baby. And she's not like, hey, baby, are you ready? Hey, it's making lunch. Are you good? How about now? How about now? Right? And she's also not like, hold on, sorry, I'm being interviewed. Give me a second. Hold on. I'm growing a baby. I need to do this. Hold on. Sorry, I'm growing a baby right now, right? I'm not actually growing a baby, but I mean, like, it doesn't take effort. It just, your feminine knows what to do. And your feminine also doesn't say when. She says, I'm going to show up as the best version of me until, because until she knows, she's claiming it, she's owning it. She knows her baby is going to be here and she's going to take care of herself so she can take care of it. So you nurture your visions, you nurture your dreams, you nurture them, knowing and owning and claiming that they are here, because if they're already here, we're already a step ahead. So instead of watering it with doubts, I water it every day with momentum, and I use focus. So then it comes down here. It's discipline. It's controlling your thoughts and unracing, like, and dropping all the things that conditioned you. So it's not about learning new things, about unlearning things, remembering your truth and conveying that every day. Yeah.
I
So
love that explanation. I love that explanation, because when you look at it in levels, you understand that you're one step closer or just a little bit further away than you think you are, and that it's within reach, that all of it is within reach. And I always say, if the idea is in your mind, it's because divine intelligence or the universe or God believes that you can do it. And as you would say, see it through. So then all it is putting in the discipline to actually see it through. You speak a lot about, as women, our inner feminine beast. And I had to listen to you again and again to understand that. And then I did. Because you always couple it with examples and stories, which are so powerful. But she resides within every single one of us. And if there are guys listening, then you have your male version of that beast. But basically, they are there to guide you and to show you, or to show us the next step and the way forward, because it's already mapped out for us, right? How did you connect with her initially, and what did it feel like?
So this is one of the things that I know is my purpose. So I really believe that my purpose is to show people the possibilities, to give them the courage to say yes. But most importantly, what I'm about is taking action, and taking action to actually achieve the things that you want. Because you can sit and think and pray and wish and hope all you want and kumbaya, but you have to take action. You have to move your body towards the thing. And so what happened was, I was a super intuitive woman. I was meditating every single day. I was studying every day. I was with every mentor every day. It didn't work. Too much of my femininity. You can't. And then I was too much of my masculinity. It's right here in the middle that all the magic happens. Again, that's how the life here in the physical is made. That's how it's made in the spiritual too, is and having the both. So I really want women to not have to wait to find her. I want you to introduce her right now, tomorrow, now, right? Because I had to wait. When I went bankrupt and I lost everything, it crushed me to realize I lost it. And I didn't like lose it. I was doing very well with real estate. My husband and I, we love taking big risks. Big risks gets big rewards. This one, not so much. The whole thing fell through and we lost everything. And it was so hard because I worked so hard to become successful. And then we lost it. So I had to. I was like, I am not allowing this to be my truth. I'm not like giving up. I'm not going to stay here. And I know, because I am a woman who understands universal law, the law of rhythm, like the pendulum. If you're going to experience this much success, you will experience this much failure. Those who experience failure and quit and say, I'm never going to get comfortable with being uncomfortable again, that's where the pendulum stops, and they stay there and they remain stagnant. And anything that remains stagnant, just look around. What happens? It becomes toxic. The energy becomes toxic. And that's when, well, you die. Maybe sometimes physically, but also mentally, spiritually. And I said, no, I'm going to use this as my teacher, and I'm going to use this to fuel me. And that's when I said, but I can't do it alone. I am Cynthia Stant. This is my meat suit here in this area of the universe, but in this realm. But I am more than that. I'm her. And she came to me, and I can hear to her and connect with her every day in my meditation, because she's divine. Like, she doesn't have to speak over anyone, especially the loud voice of our ego and our doubts and our fears. She's graceful. And so you need to be quiet enough to hear her whispers, but she's always there. And so I would just connect to her and I would get the courage. And yes, everything I did every single day scared me. But then I started looking at the things I was doing and the speed I was picking up and the manifestations I was getting, that fear actually became my GPS. Like, if it doesn't scare me, then it's not worth doing. So that's what really started happening when I started connecting to her. But it's what I mean by her, and we'll go back to Neville Goddard, because he actually kind of helped me discover her too in a different way. But I love how he talks about the power of awareness in that book. He talks about the law of assumption.
Yes.
And it's all about thinking with the end in mind.
Right.
So I thought about, who am I? Like, I honestly asked myself, who am I? Who is it that I actually want to be? And why is there a difference? The difference is all bullshit lies. They're all stories that I made up that aren't true, but I was claiming as truth. And they were just beliefs that I thought over and over and over again that weren't serving me. So I said, how does she show up? How does she talk? How does she dress? What does she wear? What does she drive? What does she do? What does she like, and I just, every single day I would take one step forward doing something that I know she does. And next thing I know, I am her. Right. Like I am her. But I also want to put out there, my desires are still there. I'm not like, oh, there was a burning and then it disappeared once I got here. No, there's always going to be a burning. There's always going to be a desire. You were put on this earth to fulfill your desires because your desires are unique to you. But if you're fulfilling your desires, you're creating your purpose. And always that creates a ripple effect. It leaves a legacy. It helps other people. So just so you know, once you level up, guess what? There's all these new things. So that's when I also needed to remind myself, it's not just about manifesting, it's the nurturing aspect of it. It's like the actual pregnancy part, like enjoy the becoming, enjoy the process, because that's where you actually learn everything. Right. So being her, being my inner feminine beast is how you manifest.
I love it. I love it. What do you do when you feel, as women, we're very emotional. We can sometimes go on roller coasters of absolute emotions. What do you do when you feel less than amazing, powerful, happy? And how do you steer your focus and emotions back to a high vibration?
It sounds cliche, but the easiest and quickest way to get back is through gratitude. It's gratitude. You have to look around and understand you have it really good. Like wherever you focus, that's where the momentum goes. So if you want to focus on all the crappy stuff, well, shame on you, because you're the boss of your life. That's not something happening to you. You are not a victim. You have the control, the power to focus on what it is you do want. And that's what you will fuel. So if you're like, oh my gosh, all these things are happening to me. No, that's not. They're happening for you, by you, to remind you, like, you're the boss, switch it. And it's almost like being in the car and you want to get from point A to point B, but sometimes you're not focusing, you're not paying attention, you get out and all of a sudden, brrr, right? You hit the little, I don't know, do they have those in South Africa? Those little things on the side of the road so you don't fall off. I mean, you here. You can hit those bumps and be like, oh, and let go of the steering wheel and spiral off into a ditch. Or you can be like, oh, you know what? Let me focus. Right. And let me get back and have my attention. And so I just realign, and gratitude is the quickest and easiest way to do that.
Lovely. Yeah. I love it. I love it because I'm getting that a lot these days. You teach positivity and manifesting and all of this, but we don't feel that great because we're back into a lockdown in South Africa now. I know it's just spiraling. It's everywhere. We get out of it. We go back into it. We get out. We go back. This is our third wave. So as a nation, we're feeling very, very not so good right now. And people are saying, well, where do we see the hope? And I'm saying, just focus on the good. Focus on what you want, focus on what you still desire, because those desires are still there. They're not going, and they're not going to go until you kill them. So there's a very big responsibility to it and an accountability factor to just keep pressing forward. I know that you have coming up the Mastering Money Masterclass. I love that women are teaching more about finance, being wealthy, accepting the wealth or abundance or prosperity that's due to us, because for a long time we believed that we were not worthy of it, that we were just supposed to be taken care of by whichever guy was around us. And things are changing so fast and so beautifully for women. We're seeing more millionaire female coaches now than ever before. And it's amazing because as a sisterhood, we are supporting each other, teaching each other, learning from each other. And it's spreading like wildfire. I know you teach your clients how to become extremely successful, not just, okay, I'm kind of making it, but really successful doing what they love. Where did that passion come from? And was it born out of your own story?
100%. So I just feel like I am a woman who completely just went from people always say, Cynthia, your middle name must be confidence. I'm like, that's so flattering, because no, like, I'm still scared. I do things every day that scare me, but I just push through. I never want you to be fearless. Never. Because that means you're not growing. I want you to be courageous, and I want you to gracefully walk with the fear. And that's how you grow. Like, the formula for growth is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. That is how you grow. And so when it comes to success, I just know that by saying yes to your desires, by walking through the fear and by showing up as her, your inner feminine beast, you can have it all. And it's not this or that, it's this and that. And so I just started leading by example, and people were noticing. When you have a very high vibration, we are beings of light. It's almost like you cast this light. And I feel like sometimes I'm like this lighthouse, and I'm just constantly maintaining my vibration where I'm calling the ships in. They can see the lights. And sometimes I'm human. Sometimes the doubt creeps in, or something, hard happens, but I dim. And when that happens, they don't know how to find me. So I continue having this light, and women started asking me, how are you doing this? How are you achieving this? How did you go from literally bankrupt to a multi-7-figure sales producer within a year? Like, how did you start your own company and in 4 months make 6 figures, and then 6 months, multi-6 figures? And how is it that you had a $70,000 cash month in your 9th month of business? Like, how? I'm like, I actually know how. And I can teach you and I can show you. But it's not just that. I mean, I've been married for 10 years. I dated my husband for 3 weeks. We knew it. Like, I know how that I did that, how I manifested him. I'm a woman who lost 75 pounds. And people they're like, hey, I'm like, here's my before picture. And I did it in a year. And people are like, how? So I love hyperspeeding, and I know how to do it. So when people come to my world, I have a coach, and I love my coach. I go to her because everybody has a unique thing that you like to tap into. When I go to her, it's to plug into femininity. She helps me with my femininity because I came from a world of so much masculine, and I know I need to have accountability in that because I can easily go back to old habits. And she reminds me that when people come to my world, what they plug into is hyperspeed, taking aligned action. I'm yes, thinking and praying and hoping, they're all very important, but what actions can I hold you accountable to get the things done you want? So I know how to do it. And I think people can see it. Proof is in the pudding. I never teach what I haven't mastered, and I will never, ever, 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 ever preach what I'm not consistently practicing every day. So I go first. I maintain the standard. This is what you get. This is who I am with you, with my friends, with my clients, with my children. This is me. And so I just consistently do that. And people started noticing. And it's so amazing to just teach your lifestyle as a living.
Yes. And to walk your talk, because you certainly do that. Every time I put on social media, either Facebook or Instagram, I see you first. And I always think of, when we learn the little bit of marketing that we do in coaching, it's get yourself out there and teach people what you know. It's really not, it's not difficult to teach from your heart. And you've mentioned this in one of the workshops where you said, I don't have a script in front of me. I also never work with a script. It's because what I have within me is enough. And it's so powerful because it's my story. So for those listening that would like to contact you, how will they contact you or find you?
Yeah. So my baby, the place to really hang out, the place to be is inside my Facebook group. It's called the Spiritual Success Sorority. In there, that's my all year long group. Now, sometimes I will host complimentary masterclasses and workshops that are in specific other groups. For instance, the Mastering Money masterclass that we have going on next week is a different one, but go inside the Spiritual Success Sorority. You'll know how to find all the other things that are happening. Every single week we go live, we do in-depth trainings. And these are trainings that you vote on. I always think it's important for me not to talk about what I think you want to hear. I talk about what I know you want to hear. So you vote in there. And what's really important is once you go inside, make sure you hit up Karina. Karina is my community manager. It's Karina Cynthia Team. That is her username inside there. Message her and be like, how do I get to the masterclass that's coming up next week? And I like to also dedicate podcasts, and I like to handpick resources for you. Like, what are you working on? What do you want help in? Is it relationships? Is it weight? Is it, fitness? Is it health? Is it what is it? Because we'll make sure that, you're getting help for that. I love white glove service. And so that's what Karina is there for. So the Spiritual Success Sorority Facebook group is where you can learn all about me and, have weekly teachings.
Well, Karina is absolutely amazing. I've dealt with many mentors, but this one, she is just so at you. The messages and the beautiful spirit that she has as well. She's always of service, and I love that. So you've definitely done a fantastic job manifesting your team.
She's my friend.
There we go. And you work well together. The energy is just so complementary. So thank you. You could have been anywhere today, working on the beach. I love looking at your pictures when you're with your boys. You've got 2 boys. I've got 2 girls. And I also love spending time with them. And that's what it means to be a successful woman, is that you get you get enough time to balance it all and to be with the children and to be with your husband, and to just live your best life. So you could have been anywhere. You're here today helping me with my very first live. So thank you for that. And I must tell everybody, when I met you on Facebook, I sent you a message on Messenger, a voice message to say, please, can I interview you when I'm ready to interview you? And I didn't even have the group yet. And I was sitting outside my daughter's school, waiting for her to pop out. And you replied and you said, yes, because your belief in life is yes, because you love to grow and you love to support women. And I must say, I've met lots and lots of women. I'm a lawyer as well. And then you get women like you who really do support other women, and sincerely so, where you even said to me, I will help you with the live, just do it. And I'm so grateful for that. So thank you so much. I wish you everything of the best. I know this is just the beginning of a journey of absolute success and you speaking. And I said to you in one of my comments the other day, I can't wait to read your book. And I'm very serious about that, because I know you're writing forwards for other authors, but your book is coming. Your book is
Kimberly
coming.
Olsen, my dear friend, is having a book going out. I just wrote the forward. I'm so honored that she asked. And thank you. I appreciate, and you know what I said too, and you took the advice. That's so important. And it's not me like, coaching you. It's just like friend to friend. You said someday when I have the podcast, I said, just do it now. And you did it. Here we are. And imperfect action. This didn't start out like the most, that's okay. We did it. That's how life works. It's the best metaphor for life. Like, just keep going. And if you don't quit, you will not fail. That's it. So I'm really proud of you. You're going to have so many amazing more podcasts. I'm just honored that I'm the first one. Hello to everybody, in your Facebook group. I'm excited to connect with you. Send me a DM, say hi. Let me know if you check this out. But I appreciate you having me. This is super fun. So awesome.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I know it's the beginning of the day for you, so you still have lots to look forward to. It's almost the end of the day, but it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon here. So thank you. Have a blessed day. And I appreciate you once again.
Awesome. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.